Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, dear students. This is Miss Layla Al-Jihani. Inshallah, today we will continue our enrichments. We had 4. In every enrichment, we cover 1 unit. We already covered 2. Today, inshallah, we will cover unit 1 from our new book, Super Goal 6. Okay? The unit is, it's a good deal, isn't it? In our unit, we covered many aspects. صح? Do you remember? Let's recall what we covered in our lesson. We covered the vocabulary. The vocabulary included many houseware vocabulary and appliances, also tools. We had a lot of vocabulary. Can you remind me of some of these vocabulary? Yes, we had screwdriver, pot, plate, so many vocabulary related to kitchenware and appliances and tools. For the function, we talked about common items at the garage sale. Do you remember when we pretended we are in a garage sale? We talked about the items we have in front of us. Okay? Confirm information. When we ask using tag questions, we learned how to confirm these questions and describe appliances. Okay? For the grammar, we covered tag questions, the negative and the affirmative form. Also, we learned how to form negative questions, use the form be able to, and how to give suggestions using should, can, could, and why, don't we, and let's. We give suggestions using these words. This is something we already covered in our lesson, okay, in our unit. Listening, we listened to a conversation to explain a misunderstanding, and we answered questions related to this listening. For the pronunciation, the raise and intonation in tag question, how to pronounce the tag questions, the rise at the end, okay? For the reading, we read about you look just like me. The reading was about twins and how are they similar to each other. For the writing, we wrote about a strange coincidence or a chance meeting. For our project, we pretended that we have a garage sale and we did an advertisement for this garage sale. This is the things we covered in our unit. It's a good deal, isn't it? Today, I prepared 3 exercises just to revise the information we covered in our unit. Before we start the first exercise, let's recall how do we form tag questions. Tag questions, when do we use it? We use tag questions to check for information, okay? You give an information and you use it to check whether what you're saying is correct or no, okay? How do we use it? With the affirmative. If the statement we have affirmative, the tag is negative. If the information is negative, the tag should be positive, okay? Here some examples with the affirmative sentence. We use negative tag. Your name is Ali Khalid, isn't it? So if your name is Ali Khalid, you would say yes. If no, you would say no. My name is Ahmed, my name is Ali, my name is Muna, okay? You were born in Abha, weren't you? If you were born in Abha, you would say yes. If not, you would say no and correct the information. You live in Dammam, don't you? Okay? You studied in Dhahran, didn't you? Notice when we are using the present, the helping verb, the verb to be, we use the same, but we add negative in the tag. If it's in the past, the verb to be, where, we use it also in the past, but negative. So we use the same tense when we are forming the statements, okay? Like here in the past, we add didn't, okay? You've graduated, haven't you? Here, this is the short form of have. You're going to work in Riyadh, aren't you? Okay? This is how, when we have the affirmative in the beginning, the tag should be negative, as we see here. But if the statement is positive, the tag should be if the statement is negative, the tag should be affirmative, okay? Maryam isn't American. Here we have it negative, so we use the positive in the tag. She wasn't born in the United States, was she? She doesn't speak English, does she? She didn't work in a school, did she? She hasn't lived in the United States, has she? She isn't going to move here, is she? Okay? In here, when you are changing, this is a table just to help you. When you see is in the statement, what should you do? The tag should be isn't. Or if the statement is isn't, you use in the tag is. Okay, it can work both ways. Where, weren't, live, you say don't. Here, it's the present, so you need do, okay? But if it's lives, also present simple, so you write doesn't. If it's in the past, studied, didn't. Have, graduated, when you see have or has, you say haven't. Here, has graduated, hasn't, are, aren't. Hopefully this makes everything easy for all of you. Now look at the exercise here. Let's write it down together and we will do it one by one. Okay, exercise 1. Complete the tag questions. So you have to complete these tag questions. Complete it. After you complete it, you have to answer the questions. For example, number 1, people speak English in Australia. Don't they? So here we have speak. We don't have S or anything. That's why we said don't they, okay? Yes, they do. Most people in Australia speak English. You can say yes or no based on the question you see in front of you. So we have from 2 to 6. Write it down, please, on a piece of paper. Try to form the tag questions. Ask each other these questions. Listen to your friend response and write it down. Write the responses, okay? So for number 2, we have Alexander Bell didn't invent the television. Alexander Bell didn't invent the television. So when you see didn't here, it's positive or negative? Negative. So here, what should you write? Did and Alexander, he. So you say, did he, to form the question. The answer, no, he didn't. Alexander Bell invented the telephone. Okay, so we corrected the information. For number 3, they have built a bridge between KSA and Bahrain. Okay, so have built. This is a present perfect, صح? So when we say have, it's positive or negative? Positive. So here, what should we write? Have or haven't? Haven't. Excellent. Haven't, and then they. Haven't they, to complete the tag question. The answer, yes, they have. The King Fahd Causeway connects Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. Okay? Question 4, the 2008 Olympics weren't held in Athens. Okay, it's a city. So here, weren't. We're focusing here. How do we complete it? Here we have a negative, so we should write the tag in affirmative, excellent, positive statement. So we say, were they? Okay. No, they weren't. The 2000 Olympics were held in Beijing. Okay, so we corrected the information. Okay. Question 5, Cairo is the capital city of Egypt. Is positive. Here it should be negative. Excellent. So is, isn't it? So we have is, so we write it in the negative. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Cairo is the capital of Egypt with a population of about 10 million. You didn't have to write these extra information. This is just for your knowledge, okay? 6, the last exercise here, the last part. You don't need a visa to travel to the United States. Don't. So we say, do you? do you to complete the tag question? Yes, you do. Most visitors need a visa to travel to the United States. Okay? This is an exercise related to the tag questions. We learned how to form the tag questions. We know how to answer these tag questions. Now, for the next exercise, it's related to vocabulary. If you can remember and open the unit, and you can see in the first 2 pages, you have a garage sale, many items and many vocabulary in front of you. صح, if you can recall it. We have these vocabulary: the ladder, garbage can, hose, luggage, teapot. These are vocabulary. We connected it to the pictures here. صح, we connected the vocabulary with the pictures, so we know what each item is called. صح? طيب, after we finished doing that, what did we do? We categorized, we divided the vocabulary into groups. Do you remember? So for the cooking things, the vocabulary related to cooking, we put it in one group. The vocabulary related to cleaning, we put it in one group. Do you remember? And repairing means fixing things. We put it in one group, okay? This is the part related to vocabulary. The second exercise for today, inshallah, it's related to that part of vocabulary, okay? So we have here exercise 2, find the word. You have a description here, word description, and then you have to think about the word, okay? And write it down, okay? You cut the grass with it. The grass. You cut it with it. What do we call it? Write it down here. You can open your books and look for the picture. Okay? How do you cut your lawn, the grass? Okay? You use it to sweep the floor. To sweep the floor. How do we sweep the floor? Using what? What do we use? Recall the vocabulary and write the meaning or the word here, okay? You put it under a teacup. When you hold a teacup, you put something underneath. What do you put? Okay? Think about it. 4, you use it to cut bread. If you have a big piece of bread, how do you cut the bread? Using what? Okay? 5, you water the garden with it. If you have a garden, how do you water the plants there? How do you water the garden? Using what? What do we call it? Okay? 6, you put litter in it. If you have a paper or an old plastic, you want to throw it. Where do you throw it? Using what? Okay? You want to litter it. You hit nails with it. If you have a nail, what do you do to hit? Okay, you use what? What do we call it? You use it to climb. If you have something up there and you want to climb and fix it, like fixing the lamp, for example, what do you use? You use something. Do you remember what do we call it? Look at these statements. Try to discuss the information. Look at your books to help you, and then think about the vocabulary, okay? Write it down. Compare your answers with your friends, and let's see the answers together. So we cut our grass with a lawn mower. We call it a lawn mower, okay? We sweep the floor using a broom. We call it a broom. You put it under the teacup, saucer. We call it a saucer. You use it to cut bread. We use a knife to cut. You water your garden with hose, and you put litter in it, garbage can, okay? And you hit the nails with hammer, okay? You use it to climb ladder, okay? So we know what every items, how do we use every items? We try to match the pictures with the words, okay? Hopefully this makes everything easy for all of you. Inshallah, in our next exercise, this is the last one, exercise 3. What are we gonna do? you have to fill the blanks with the correct word. We have these words, okay? These words, you can find it when you read. Do you remember the reading? Okay, the reading, even the homework for the reading, we talked about twins. Do you remember? We talked about how twins are similar, and we used a lot of vocabulary to talk about twins, okay? So like here, twins, coincidence, able, similar, born, separated, similarities, alike, heredity, grow, okay? And we have this paragraph. You have to complete it. It's in two parts. The first part, identical what? When we are saying identical, which word are we going to use from the box? Are brothers or sisters? So brothers and sisters, and they are identical. What do we call them? Identical? Excellent. We say identical twins. Identical twins, okay? Who were what? At the same time. What happened to them at the same time? They were coincidence? They were similarities? La, here we have to put a verb. They were. We have to put a verb here. Which verb are we going to put? They were. Excellent. Born. We have to write born at the same time and look exactly what? Exactly what? Separated or what do you think? Excellent. Alike. Exactly alike. We have to put alike. Most people are not what? To tell them apart. Okay? Read the whole paragraph, try to write it down and put the correct words. I did, I think, 3 with you. You can do the rest of it. To tell them apart, scientists study orphan twins who were what? To find out whether environment or what plays a more important role in human development. Do you remember the twins who were separated and then they discovered that they like the same colors, they have the same routine, they have the same character. They don't only look alike, they have the same character. So think about that when you answer this part. The next part of the paragraph, they have found that twins who? Up. So here we should put a verb. Look for a verb. We can put it here. In different environments often have what? Behavior and interests. As a result, some scientists believe that the what twins share are not a, and then whenever you finish one word, you can cross it out so you know what to put in the paragraphs. Pause it, think about it, write it down, discuss your answers, and let's see it together, okay? Identical twins, as we said, are brothers or sisters who were born at the same time and look exactly alike. Most people are not able to tell them apart. Scientists study orphan twins who were separated to find out whether environment or heredity plays a more important role in human development. Okay? The next part, the last part here, they have found that twins who grow up in different environments often have similar behavior and interests. As a result, some scientists believe that the similarities twins share are not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence they have these similarities. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. Hopefully we managed to summarize everything. Everything was helpful for you. Inshallah, I will see you next time. Next lesson for the last unit we have together. Inshallah, see you next.